welcome back to my channel. My name is Leanna. Today I'm going to be filming this look here that you see. I wore this in a video last week when I was doing my 13 Reasons Why discussion, and I really liked the way it turned out. I posted a close-up of it on Instagram and you guys seem to really enjoy it too, so I thought that I could do a talk-through tutorial of it. So if you want to know how to get this look, then just keep watching. So I'm going to start with the Juvia's Place Douce palette and the shade Creme here, which is a pastel salmon pink. It's a pink shade that has a little bit of a peach tint to it, and it's a matte shade. And we're going to be taking that on a Wet n Wild P20 brush through the crease. This is just a really nice fluffy brush. I find that these shades are quite buildable, so you don't really have to worry about going in with too much right away. Putting that all the way into the inner crease, all the way out to the outer crease, kind of following the shape of my eye, and I'm also going to start patting that on the outer corner of my lid, kind of following my lash line to create the shape of the eye look. And just do the same thing on the other side. So that's about how much color I have on each eye. The next shade I want to go in with is this center shade called Custard. It doesn't really look like any custard I've seen, but I digress. It's a really bright matte fuchsia shade. You could kind of call it like an orchid shade. It is a purple pink. I'm taking this on the Sigma E36, which is a very small fluffy brush, and kind of right in the socket area here. And you should be able to feel that if you have a brush small enough. Just going back and forth and blending that into the shade Creme. And again, this shade is super bright, however, depending on what brush you use, you can still build it up. It's not going to be as intense as it appears in the pan straight away. And we're also going to take that down onto the outer portion of the lid the same way we did with Creme. The mattes in this palette blend into each other extremely well. Hopefully you can see on camera just how nicely they're blending together. Now this shade is also, I believe it's a pressed pigment, meaning that it can stain your lids. I've had it stain my eyelids before. Not a huge deal, but just be aware of that. If that does happen, it's fine. It's not dangerous or anything. It's just because it's got a lot of pigment in there. The left eye, it's going to look like the right to you. And that's about the way things are looking now. You can go back in and blend it a little bit more with the shade Creme. That's what I'm going to do. Take the previous brush and just sweep along the edges. Now for the next shade, I first need to lay down a base on the lid, so I'm going to take this E.l.f. glitter glue Just gonna take a little bit on my finger and start putting that on the bare area of the lid, so the inner 2/3, and just need to take enough so that you can tell that it's sticky. Just do one eye at a time. I find that that's best. And we're going to take the shade Macarons, which is a glitter infused shimmery grass green. It's not quite a mint green. It's got a little bit more of that depth to it that creates a grass green effect, in my opinion. And I'm going to take a mixing medium. This is the Lise Watier Metamorfix drops. You can take setting spray, you can take water, and I'm going to wet. This is a Wet n Wild small concealer brush, and start patting that on the glitter glue. These shimmers are not my favorite. I did do a review of this palette last year, and basically I've heard a lot of great things about Juvia's Place shimmers, but these ones are extremely crumbly and hard to get onto my eyes, if I'm being completely honest. Some of them are better than others, even within this palette. There's one that's almost completely unusable for me. That's the shade Mont Blanc. But yeah, they're just not what I had heard. So they do require work. A glitter glue and a setting spray or whatever in order to get the best effect. Whereas the best shimmers I've used, I don't have to do that. So I'm just throwing it out there. Now, once they are on the eyes, they do look very nice. This looks very nice. I'm just going to follow the same steps for the other eye. So taking the glitter glue, and try not to swipe around too much with this, or else you'll remove your concealer base or whatever you have on your eye. Especially, let's say you had another shade of eyeshadow on your eye here, it would remove that, whereas patting won't really disrupt whatever is on your eye. Just added another drop of the Metamorfix. Don't want your brush to be too wet either. If it's too wet, it'll dilute the eyeshadow too much. It might even mess with the formula. And I'm taking this shade up high enough so that it's kind of cutting the crease at the front a little bit and just creating a clean look. And just to blend that a little bit, I'm taking a little bit more of the purple pink shade on my Sigma brush and just kind of stamping that, brushing that really lightly over the line of green. But then I'm also going to do that with the green. I'm going to take the green and go very lightly over the line again. So it's going to kind of create this effect in some lighting anyway, where I have created sort of a blend of purple and green together. And in some angles it might not look like that, but in some angles it will. And for the lower lash line, I'm basically going to do the same thing that we have up here. So this is a Real Techniques large smudge brush, I'm going to take Custard on the outer lower lash line. And Macarons on the inner lower lash line. I'm not worried about glitter glue and wetting the brush down here, just going to press it there. And take just a little bit of Creme to blend. Now I am on the inner corner going to take a little bit of glitter glue. And we're going to take this shade Tart, which is a duochrome pink violet, and it's a shimmer. And start pressing that on. This brush is from Anjou on Amazon. And going to put that under the brow as well. Now when I did this look before, I added just a little bit of black eyeliner right at the outer corner, but I feel like black is a little bit harsh for this look, so I'm going to tweak this a little bit. I'm going to take a green eyeshadow. This is Mahia from the Blush Tribe Hasina 2 palette, and it is just a nice bright green. And I'm going to take an angled brush and start putting a little wing. This brush is from Essence. I just feel like this suits the springtime vibe of the eyeshadow a lot more, instead of a harsh black. Plus there's already green in the look, so this will just go really nicely. And you can still kind of stop halfway like that, or you can go all the way. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm also going to add another step which I didn't add before, which is a little bit of glitter. This is the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in Diamond Dust, which is a silver glitter. I'm going to take a very fine brush. This was just from an Amazon set and it is very tiny. I'm going to take a small amount on the tip and on the inner portion of my crease where the green and pink eyeshadows meet, I'm going to add some extra glitter. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be as much as you want. And it doesn't have to be any if that's what you want. I'm just going to take it just past where those two end, where those two shades finish. I'm going to curl my eyelashes a tiny bit. Hopefully not disrupt the eye makeup. For mascara, this is the Pure Anada mascara in the shade Black. They also have a brown shade. And of course I smudged today. Yay. So this is what the eyes are looking like. I like it better with the glitter. I wish I'd done it last time, but hey, I got to change it this time. So I'll zoom you out and finish the rest of the look. For blush, I'm taking this pure Anada pressed cheek color in the shade Sweet Pea. If you really liked the Tarte blush in the shade Party from the Sephora birthday gift a few years ago, this is a really good dupe for it. It would be a lot cheaper, you get more product, and if you don't support Tarte, then this is a good alternative. It's a pale, neutral shade. It's not too pink, and you'd get to support a small Canadian business instead of a huge corporation. This is a Real Techniques blush brush, by the way. And I'm going to go on top of that with the Hard Candy Marbelized Baked Blush. This is just from a holiday set. It says Fox in a Box, Girl Next Door. I'm not sure if that's like a shade name or anything. Basically everything in that set didn't have a shade name, but it's like a shimmery pink. It smells like strawberry, and if you build it up a lot, it could probably be used on a blush on very, very fair skin, but it's more like a highlighter in my opinion. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and just put it around. This is an Eco Tools blush brush, just as like a blush topper. And for lips, this is the Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick in Deal Breaker. This is what it looks like. It's a berry shade. This looks darker here than what it actually goes on the lips. It's a glossy berry. It matches the eyes quite well. And this is what I was wearing with it the other day. It can be built up to a higher opacity than this, but I actually like it a bit more on the sheer side considering the eyes are quite colorful. So this is the finished look. This is what I wore in one of my videos last week, and I just thought it really evoked springtime. Really pretty look. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. By the way, you probably can't tell, but my necklace really goes with this look as well. It's got pinks and greens in it, and I made it myself. I have one that looks really close to this in my shop if you want to have a look. Shameless plug. So that's it for this video. I post Mondays and Fridays here on this channel in the afternoons Eastern time. Subscribe if you want to. I also post quite frequently on Instagram and Patreon. Thank you so much for all of your support as always, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye everyone.